Hey everyone, and welcome to Comic Breakdown. If you're new to the page, be sure to give us a like and a sub so you don't miss any of the content we have coming out. And today we're going to be diving into Dark Knight's death metal, speed metal. Now, I have really been looking forward to this. This is our Flash tie-in for the death metal run that's currently going on. And if you guys haven't been keeping up with death metal, I'll leave a link both in the description and at the top of the video so you can check that out, because death metal really has been something unique and a lot of fun. And I gotta tell you guys, speed metal is freaking awesome. It is one of the best I've seen Joshua Williamson do so far when it comes to the Flash. And it's definitely him exiting the Flash stories on a high note, in my opinion. So without further ado, let's dive into this issue. So diving into this issue, we're really met with Wally walking through the timeline of everything that's happened since the beginning of Rebirth. Wally West was lost in the Speed Force for a long time, and the world that he once knew changed around him. And if it wasn't for Barry Allen essentially being his lightning rod and remembering who he is, it brought him back into the universe. And Barry really thought this was all his fault. Like, this is all because of Flashpoint and the things that I've done. This is what's brought us here. But as we learned with Doomsday Clock and Dr. Manhattan, it was really Dr. Manhattan doing all of this. He was manipulating things, and then Wally West ends up in the Mobius chair with a ridiculous amount of power traveling the universe, and we didn't really know too much of what was going on with him. We had the Flash Forward series, we had the Flash Wars, we had so much going on, and now we're brought to the Batman Who Laughs. So after everything Wally West has gone through, he's now being hunted down by the Batman Who Laughs. Now, the Batman Who Laughs took Wally West off of the Mobius chair. And while the Batman Who Laughs was rejected by the chair, Wally West had been captured. And Wonder Woman, thinking at the time that she killed the Batman Who Laughs, saved Wally West, and he was reunited with Jay Garrick and Barry Allen, and they were formulating a plan on what to do. And this is when the Batman Who Laughs essentially fused himself with anti-crisis energy, becoming one of the most powerful things to ever exist. And that brings us up to current date, and we have the three speedsters just hauling, trying to stay ahead of the Batman Who Laughs. And as they're running, they're trying to figure out anything they can do to escape. But what they're stuck in is essentially a nightmarish imagination created world with no escape. So they're just going to keep running and running and running until eventually they can't run anymore. They try everything. They try breaking into other multiverses. They try doing whatever they can. But Perpetua has destroyed most of the multiverse at this point, so there's nowhere for them to run to. They can't even run back in time. And as they're running, they're met with the Kid Flash, Wallace West. And he lets them know, he's been searching for the Teen Titans for weeks, but wasn't able to find them and felt their speed force. And Wallace is just like, whoa, Wally, what happened to you? Why are you blue? And they're just like, well, we don't have time to even go over what happened. Because right now they're putting an incredible amount of strain on the speed force. So every step they take, every calorie they're burning, it's also burning the speed force. And with all of them running right now, it's really putting a damage on it. And then to add more to this, they hear a thunderous boom. And they look behind them and they see a giant horde of dark flashes that the Batman who laughed had unleashed from the dark multiverse. So we're seeing the Flash mixed with the Joker. We're seeing Batman mixed with the Flash. We're seeing Grodd mixed with the Flash. Every dark version of the Flash you could possibly imagine is here trying to chase down our speedsters. And it's such a smart move from the Batman Who Laughs, because him doing this adds to the already straining speed force. Because while these are dark versions of the Flash, they still use the same speed force. And so we just amplified the time period of how fast this speed force is going to burn out on them. And really not knowing what to do here, Wally tries something that's really risky, and he screams the Speed Force formula developed by Johnny Quick, pretty much tapping into the Speed Force in a unique way that stops time. And so all the forces, including the Batman Who Laughs, are all stopped. And while this is beneficial for the time being, this is going to accelerate the burnout of the Speed Force. And here we really see Barry and Wally butting heads, like really hard. Because at the end of the day, Barry Allen's always been the leader. He's always been the guy in charge. He's always been the one to take lead. And so for Wally to go out of his way and do this without even consulting Barry Allen, really just grinds his gears. And then they all look up and they realize they're at the Central City, the Flash Museum. And so maybe we could find something here to help us out. And Barry just goes off about how, Wally West is being irresponsible. And, if he just listened or let Barry Allen take the lead, it wouldn't be this giant issue right now. And we almost see them bust out into a fight. And this is what Wallace West is afraid of, because he was there during the events of Flash War. So he kind of understands what's going on. What could this lead to? And this is where Wally comes up with an idea. He knows the one thing that can help them. Out of anything else, the Mobius chair. It literally holds all the secrets of the multiverse. Batman Who Laughs is going to try again. He's going to try to sit in that chair again. Once he gains more anti-crisis energy, he'll be able to try to sit on the chair again. And so they need to try to get the chair, bring it to Wonder Woman in the Justice League, and hopefully this will help turn the tide of this battle. But the only way they can do this is running backwards, running into the horde of Flashes. And Barry immediately is just like, no, we're not doing that. We're going to keep running forward. Flashes move forward. And Wally West lets him know sometimes they move back. Sometimes we need to go backwards. We don't run from danger, we run into it. And that's what we need to do in this situation. And Wally says, if you guys aren't going to do this with me, I'll do it alone. It won't be the first time. And then he takes off inside the Flash Museum, and Barry goes in after, essentially to apologize, but Wally cuts him off before he's able to finish and lets him know, I was the Flash. For quite some time, I was the Flash. I saved the multiverse tons of times, more than I can count. Alone, with the Flashes, with the Justice League, with our family. From the edges of time, I've literally done everything I can. And no matter what, I always feel like I'm running behind you. He always feels like he's running in the shadow of Barry Allen. And this has been a thing with Wally West from the very beginning. Wally West has always been living in the shadow of Barry Allen. That's why for the longest time, he wasn't able to run faster than Barry. Essentially not wanting to erase the legacy that was Barry Allen before they all knew that he was just in the Speed Force for 23 years. And that goes back to Crisis on Infinite Earths. So Wally's always felt like, he's just in the shadow of Barry Allen. And Barry lets him know, he was gone for so long. Barry was gone for so long that he missed the part where Wally West went from Kid Flash to the Flash. And he's got to deal with that. He's afraid of losing Wally again. So he's trying to take charge, trying to be the leader, trying to make sure that no mistakes happen again. But at the same time, he needs to remember that Wally West really was the Flash for such a long time. He knows what he's doing. He needs to take his lead. Eobard Thawne showed Barry how much he's hurt the Flash family. And this is covered in The Flash issue number 762, which I have covered, and I will be sure to leave a link so you guys can check that out. And so Barry doesn't want to make the mistakes again. And so he decides, let's do it Wally West's way. We're going to go head first into this evil horde of Flashes and see what we can do. And the Flashes can feel themselves turning into darker versions of them. And this is the Batman who Laughs influence, trying to find cracks and to be able to corrupt them, to get at them the best way. And so they prepare. They all get on the finish line and they're ready to race. This is going to be the race of their life, the fastest they've ever had to run. And they're off. And they take off and they start blasting through these Flashes. And it is freaking phenomenal. And the whole time while they're running through this and they've made their break, the Batman Who Laughs understands what they're going for, and the whole time on their tail is just making these little smirks like, I know a Flash has to die in every crisis. Why is that? Just trying to wear down the morale, but it's not stopping them, and they are just hauling. And this is when Garrick falls out. Garrick's just not able to keep up with the rest of them, and he does what he can to hold off the rest of these evil Flashes for as long as he can. And then we see Wallace West fall out as well to go help Garrick. Now, Barry and Wally are just plowing through a bunch of these crows, or the robins, if you will. And Wally, he's trying to tap into the anti-crisis energy to help him go faster, but it's just not enough. It's not helping him push enough. And this is where Barry is finally giving control over to Wally. You know, he's like, I trust you to do this, so go. And he gives him every bit of speed force energy he has, and he jolts it into Wally West. And almost that is not enough. Wally has claws all over him, piercing into his skin. He can feel it tearing into the speed force itself. And this is where we see Wally West start to turn into the old Flash again, his original costume, how he was back in the day. You know, he's using hope to drive him, to push him forward, to be able to help him get to where he needs to go. He's remembering all the people that he loved, that he cared about, that were important to him. And then Wally arrives at the chair and makes a snide comment. He's like, hey, Batman who tries too hard, you were too slow. And he sits on the chair. And then Wally West is back to square one. He's back floating randomly in the Speed Force. And as he's falling, he curses the universe, and he says, you know what? You're going to remember my name. My name is Wally West, and I will find my family again. But little did he know, his family was already there. Because when he had sat in the chair, it pulled everybody out of the fire. His kids are there. Everyone he cares about, everyone he truly loves that's close to him is here. And his kids let him know, like, when the Justice League went missing and things got, kind of weird in reality, they shared their speed with each other and they ran into the Speed Force. Now, they definitely can't stay in the Speed Force forever. Eventually, the Batman Who Laughs is going to find this place. And the Justice League needs their help, like right now. They need to get that chair to Wonder Woman. The greatest fight of their lives is ahead of them, and they're going to need every bit of hope that they have to be able to defeat Perpetua and the Batman Who Laughs, to save the multiverse. And to get the Mobius chair to follow them, Wally West is going to have to channel what's left of the anti-crisis energy inside of him. And that means he's going to be blue for just a little bit longer. And this is where they take off to go find the Justice League. And that will be the end of this issue. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This issue was freaking amazing. You know, this is bringing everything together. You know, a lot of people have not liked what's happened with Wally West, but I think this is a great way to bring him back into the fold in a manner that's going to suit him well, and he's going to have his place in this multiverse by the end of this. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. You know, are you enjoying Death Metal? Are you enjoying the Wally West run? What do you guys think of Joshua Williamson's last go and how that's going? You know, what do you guys think of that? So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Be sure to like and subscribe to the page, and until the next video.